Fun this morning, but we also need to stay on kind of a time, crank it out. When we're doing role plays, you're going to have a lot of questions come up, which is the whole point of it. So we're going to do the role play, then everybody's going to sit down, then we're going to ask the questions as a group, because the question you have, other people need the answer to as well. So if you ask someone next to you and you get the answer, the rest of the group doesn't get the answer. So it's really, really important that we do the role play, sit down, we do Q&A. Next role play, sit, Q&A. Okay, everybody got that? When do we ask questions?
Together.
Yay! All right. So, flight check team goals. Number 1 is, what's our goal?
Eat more food.
Well, that too.
Support the parents.
Support the parents. Number 1 goal. When you're making a decision, what's the best way to go with this? We look at what's going to help the parents. What's going to fill them the most? I mean, candy. Keeping everybody safe. Yeah. Chocolate. Okay, but if what I'm doing right now is going to embarrass this parent, then I need to do it different. Okay? If the child's doing something that's embarrassing the parent, draining them, making them more stressed, we need to fix it. Okay? So we're supporting those parents. They're going to make mistakes. And I don't want anybody going, give them the eye. They get plenty of that. It doesn't help. Okay? They're going to make mistakes. Write it down. Share it with me before during the team meeting, I'm going to say, okay, who has concerns? And you can say, you know what? I saw this mom kick her child. This dad was duct taping his. We got the list. Okay, this one doesn't know how to hug right. Please share with me so that I can adjust it in the training and help them. And sometimes it's the same thing every single day because they have such depression they can't hear it yet. And it doesn't mean they're stupid or they don't care. It means we need to fill them more. Okay? So carry a 3x5 card that's not stamped on in your pocket so you can write parents' questions. If they say, how do I get my child to brush their teeth or whatever, remember we went over that? I'll give it to Nancy. She'll add it to the training. Okay? So have that. Supporting parents is rule number 1. All right, role plays. We've got the transporter. What does a transporter do? Paul.
It transports children.
You got it. We used to call them the escorts. We changed it. Somebody mentioned maybe not. Okay, then we have processors. What does a processor do? Processes with the child. Yeah, they do the helping them shift from the back part of the brain to the front part of the brain. They do the intervention piece one-on-one with the child. Okay? Then we have parent support. What does that look like? We don't have JP. Parent support. Oh, he's probably cleaning up and stuff. Support the parents, absolutely. Okay, so we're going to do those roles. When the parent calls for help, what's it going to look like? Flight check. That's right. Only tonight it'll look like flight check. Are you going to see it? So you got to be like, so I divided the team. Okay, we're going to have some on that side doing those 2 tables so we can see in here. Some on this side doing these 2 tables so we can see in here. Also, flight check. We're going to head with our teammate toward the parent who called the flight check, of course. We're going to arrive calmly, assertively, and pronto. We're going to escort quickly, quietly. We're not talking to the child. They're going to ask you 5,000 questions. Don't answer. The one asking the questions is the one who's in charge. Right. So we ask questions, they don't. If they ask you anything during the week, what's the perfect response to a child with a red bandana?
Ask mom.
Absolutely.
Oh, suck it.
Oh. Who invited him?
I'm not answering questions right now.
Yeah, there you go. Who should you be asking? Is another one. Okay, so we direct it. Mom and dad will give them the information they feel like they need to know. It is not our job, and the child shouldn't be interacting with us like that. Okay, so no talking to the child while we're moving. Give directions, short, clear, while we are standing up. Okay, when we're doing the dining hall. I want you to sit here. I want you to jump on the mini tramp. I want you to take your shoes off. So how do we start any direction?
I want you.
Yes. If we say, would you please take your shoes off, it is a request, and a child with reactive attachment disorder, their brain will opt into no. And they're not always going to comply because we worded it right, but we're more likely to get compliance if we word it right, because we literally are entering a different part of their brain with a direction than we are with a request. When there's an emergency like a fire, we don't say, would you please move to the exit? We go, the exits are over here, move slowly, calmly. You know, we give direction. They're in that emergency, fight, flight, freeze part of their brain, and that here's direction, not request. Okay, so if somebody's doing specifically for you, like I have Jean here, okay, pass the salt is disrespectful, okay? I would say, would you please pass the salt? Because it's a request. So, anyway, all right, so we're going to role play the, moving toward the parent. The transporter moving toward the parent. Everybody watching, I'm going to show you exactly. Okay, so her mom just said, flight check. What I need a card. I can do this. Okay, I need a card. Oh, wait, I have the wrong pen. Okay, we got this. Oh. That was so bad.
What are you doing? Why are you coming close to me?
Would you like to go with me?
No, I'm not going anywhere.
Oh.
I'm staying right here. I'm gonna finish my food.
Oh.
Who do you think you are? What are you
Oh.
doing? Don't touch me. They're hurting me. They're abusing me. Why are you coming close to me, Mom? What did you do?
please,
Why is she over here?
Please, would you
No,
come?
I'm not going with you. Mom.
Oh, I don't
What are you
like this
doing?
camp.
No.
I'm gonna call my mother and talk to her for a while. It's okay. You don't really need to come. You're fine. We're good. Okay. Hey, I picked the right one. Okay, what did I do wrong?
Attitudinal going on.
What did I do wrong? Well, label them.
You were too scared and you said please.
That's right. There's two of them. What else?
You asked her to come.
I asked her, didn't give direction, and way too long, so it gave her time to build up her tension and fear, anxiety. Yeah. No assertiveness, absolutely. And did I look strong, or was I all bent over and kind of whiny and clueless? Okay, so that's the exact opposite of what we want to do. Okay, so this time, I still don't move fast. Pretend I'm moving fast. All right, I'll give it my highest speed. So, okay, so she's going to do a flight check. All right.
What are you doing?
Let's-
hey, let go
let's
of me.
go.
I'm
Come
not
with
going
me.
with you. Mom, what are you doing?
Here
no,
you go.
Why are you taking me here?
Yep.
What are you doing?
We
No.
got it.
Oh my, what?
All
Stop,
right.
you're hurting me.
Sit here. Usually say sit here before you have them sit. Well, that was, the dress rehearsal. You were excellent. Thank you so much. All right, so I move quickly, assertively, assuming she's going with me because it's not optional, okay? So that's what we're going to practice doing. So we're the child, but pretend for a second we're going to be the parent. No, I'll just call flight check for everybody, okay? So you are the children. Everybody, we're going to do a number one, okay? And when we do flight check, whoever your partner is, you need to go and get that person and transport them to that table. Flight check. Yeah, really, a stupid camp. Is this a stupid camp or what? I hate this camp. Why do I have to go? Why can't I stay with my mother? Why can't I? I want to eat with my mom. Where are we going? How long am I going to be with you? Why can't I do crafts? I wanted to do crafts. Can I go back to my mother if I sit quiet? What if I'm good? Can I go back to my mother? Why did you make me sit here?
What happened?
They're not ready.
We're not ready for that.
No, but the transport was good.
Okay.
Okay, so back to your spot. All right,
When you transport, you stay there.
until they sit and they look like they're going to bolt. So, okay, everybody together. We're going to have questions. Jean just had a really good question, so we're going to cover that as a group. All right. Ooh, that was fun. I never get to do that part anymore. Ooh. You did good. The question Jean had is, how long do you stand next to them when you bring them to the chair and they're sitting? Which is an excellent question. I stand there until they look like they're going to stay and not bolt. So I give them just, a second or two. I back off, so I'm not intimidating in their personal space or something. I back off a little bit, but I'm like ready if I need to. I mean, I would be if I could move. Okay. All right. So, and yeah, good. Okay, so everybody back to where you were. We're getting our exercise. Oh, yes.
So for me, it was too big a scene with them taking them there, so I was taking mine right to the teepee. Was that?
If it's just questioning and not raging, intimidating, threatening questions like, that kind of stuff, then they can be here. It's a judgment call. If they're loud enough to where they're going to be bugging the heck out of the parents, yeah, the teepee. Okay. If it's just, I want to know, I'm, startled, I'm just going to go into question mode here, try to take control. They sit and they shut up. Right. I mean, they sit and they get quiet.
I felt mine was loud enough.
Okay. And who did you have? A plus, Abby. All right. Flight check. Yeah, one. All right. Come with me.
I don't want to go with you. Why are you touching me? Oh my God. Mom, what are they doing?
All right, I want you to sit
Why
here.
am I sitting here? What did I do wrong? Oh my gosh, what are you doing?
There you go. So you don't answer the questions. That's all. Okay? Good. Because she was balking, but she came. Okay? All right.
Wait, you might
Everybody's.
chair back real quick.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Jean. Okay, we're going to do a number 2. I mean, that sounds terrible. Another one of those escort words. All right. Flight check. So do you have a good drug dealer? I need a new number of one.
I do.
Yeah, you got.
Waiting for you.
They have good prices?
Come with me.
It's not.
Come with me.
I want my money. I don't know why I have to do this. This is, you're mean. Oh, poor me. Poor me. Oh, my life is over. Oh. Was that fun? Okay, everybody, what questions do you have? Questions? Yes.
What if they just keep throwing a screamer? Then we just take them to the TV? Or
If they're as loud as all of you were, they would go straight to the teepee. If they're just crying, they can sit here. But if the processor sees it getting a little louder, they're going to call for a flight check from here to there. Okay? So, but everybody was calm and got their children where they need to go. That was good. Okay? Yeah. All right.
So if you see someone going and they might not be your responsibility, you can still grab them and go.
Yeah. If you're a transporter, absolutely. And if you're not a transporter and you can do it, but make sure there's 2 of you. Have a team member. And a lot of times you start heading because the child's going to blow and someone, whoa, I need to be with that person. Watch each other's backs. So thank you, Paul. Absolutely. Yes, JP.
So I saw Paul going towards the teepee. Should I have gone with him?
That would be perfect.
Okay.
Yep. You see somebody headed there with a child, team up. Watch their back. Yes, Miss Judy.
Do children have a tendency to put on more of a screamer if there's a whole bunch of people here watching?
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do?
Remove the audience. Get them away from them. Yeah.
No, remove the child, not the audience.
Right, but it's called remove the audience in the training. So remove them from the audience. How about that?
Okay, that works for me.
Yeah. Yes.
So if my child is starting to escalate, do I take them?
No, you can't because
So how
you'll
do I
have two
call for a
children.
transporter? What's the sign?
We'll all be here. Actually, she's a transporter. So she's sitting right next to you. So you just say, flight check. Yeah, good question. We can't transport. If we're a processor over here, you can't transport because all the children on the other side of the table are your responsibility. They will touch each other under the table inappropriately. We have them keep their hands on the top of the table if they're not eating so we can see they're not hurting somebody else. Okay? And you can't even get up to get your food. If you need to leave, you get a team member to take your spot. So if you need to get your food or, a lot of times the ninjas can grab a plate. They're awesome at helping with that. Flight check. Oh man, I was a turtle. I don't want to go. So I would actually be in the teepee. Yeah. That was my high speed. That's pitiful.
Help somebody else. I'm not even trying.
The ninjas love that one.
I got 4,000 steps yesterday. I was rocking.
Wow. Well, you're going to be getting more today. You know what JP said this morning was so sweet? He says, I said, man, we got a great team coming together. He says, well, I was a little worried about it till Sarah got here. Now I'm like, oh, that was so sweet. Me neither. All right, everybody together. Let's do Q&A. That's the most high-speed running I've done in about 5 years. I did, because I knew when I was going to call it. I was out of the chair like a rocket, sort of. Oh, did everybody love it? Woohoo! Okay, so when they're out of control, where do they need to be? The TP. Okay, excellent. What questions do you have on that? Everybody's out of breath.
So they were asking one that says, do we chase them?
Oh, good question. Some children run and stand behind a tree and watch, and they're not going to put themselves in harm's way. Some children run and we locate them in Las Vegas. So when I'm meeting with the parents during orientation or during the check-in, one of the questions is, does your child run? Do they keep going or do they stop? And I will inform you. If it's one who stops, we'll let them wander around and they get hungry, or we have their cell phone, whatever, they come back. Some we run because they're going to end up in the river or Las Vegas, whatever, and some will let them stand behind a tree till they get sick of it, and the mosquitoes encourage them to come in. We train those mosquitoes. Yes?
And so me and Josiah, we run after the kids if you point and say runner. Like, that's the code.
Yeah, who else is one? You're one of our...
Runners.
Okay, action team. Who else did we have that was on the action team for the runners? So there's 3. Okay, so if we have a runner, those of you that are fast, I'm pretty fast, but I don't want to make you look bad. My nose keeps growing. I don't know why.
If it's a really desperate situation, you and I should probably run.
Okay. You run and I'll hold on to your shirt and we'll get there. Now I forgot, but okay, we're good.
So just to clear, like, are we running to catch them or are we running to keep them safe?
We're running to keep them safe. So sometimes the faster you run, the faster they run. But if it's one of those that's determined to get out there and hitchhike a ride to Las Vegas, we got to catch them. Okay, we don't get as many of those as we get the others. But we have one that she runs all the time, and it's a huge problem. I don't know if she's doing it for attention, so I got to check with her parents to see what we're doing on that. Yes.
And so if one of the ninja runners gets out there first and it's a kid that we need to stop, how do we stop?
Well, you
Can try to get in
each
front of
take
them
an
right
arm,
Okay.
and you know,
What if it's
one
a
of
little
the
one
other
out
team
there?
members will be there pretty quickly. We'll grab the gator or whatever we need to do. All right, so we'll be there for
Pretty
you.
much, I would say to you, if you're out there alone with the child because you run them down, I would keep my space.
Yeah.
And just be aware of that. No,
Yeah.
no, don't even try to dive. Don't
No,
do any of
just
that stuff.
keep them where you can see where they're going, so we know what direction they went.
And so that we can do something. Like I had one guy at one of the camps. He was he ran a couple times where he tried to overpower the staff, and he was a big kid. He was like 6 foot.
Oh, I
something,
remember.
Big kid. And basically, like I don't know that we were doing the right thing, but I just said, hey, no. If you want to beat up this little person, I know you can do it. If you want to run for 3 hours and run that direction for 3 hours, I know you can do it. You know what I'm trying to get you to prove is that you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
You know, and just like come
Okay.
with me now. You know, and then because if you want to try to overpower me, I'm going to try and stop you, and I know you can overpower some of these other people if you really wanted to, because you're a big kid. But I don't want you to have to live that way.
Okay, so again, it depends on their motives. If it's a child who's running for attention, you can do a little bit of talk them out of it. If it's a child who is literally out of their mind, you can tell them your favorite zucchini bread, or use the wisdom that Paul had, which is excellent wisdom, and it won't make any difference. Okay, so we got to find out from the parents which one we've got. Keep them where you can see where they're going rather than they're speeding up because you're so fast. Okay, if you can catch them while they're on the ranch, great. If they're off the ranch, just keep them within eyesight so you know what direction they went, and maybe get sneaky so they don't know you're still there. Okay, and we'll find you because your yellow shirts are going to stand out. Okay. Okay, a couple more details on the transporter. When you collect the child, you take them by the wrist rather than expect to hold their hand because they can slip out here. By the wrist, there's a wider part and you have a better chance. We don't want to leave bruises, okay, but that's just a good place to do it. And say, come with me. What is it we say?
Come with me.
All right. Then we're going to walk confidently toward our destination. You guys all rocked it. Be silent. Okay, so we're good. And I don't know what that says, so I'm not telling you. Oh, make sure the card and the food are brought for the child. So, if you're busy doing somebody else, just come back and check, did that child ever get their plate of food? Because the parent support is going to do that. But sometimes stuff happens. Like one mom sobbing and you got to sit with her for a bit, kind of deal. Okay, we're going to do parent support. So one person, you work as a team, one person gets the child, one person supports the parent. So you go together to the table. Then the parent support is going to deliver chocolate or goodies. Some people don't eat chocolate. And a jewel you put on their name tag. The name tag, I don't have a name tag, but if you push the jewel on the name tag, it's usually hanging over their bosom, which is a little worse than using the escort word. So we lift the name tag, hold it up, put the jewels on it, or say, could you give me your name tag if you don't want to grab for their chest. So just be mindful there, and we put a jewel. You can cover the awesome mom and dad, but don't cover their name. It's going to be a crown at the end for the ceremony, so they've cut them like in the shape of a crown so that they go on the front. So the little circle parts you can put wherever. Just think about it. It's going to be part of the graduation ceremony. They don't know that, okay? So we don't tell them that. But they get real particular about, excuse me, I got a jewel yesterday and somebody forgot to give it to me, or it fell off in the driveway or something. So the jewels become a big deal. Moms call me, remember 5 years ago at camp, I was the one with the 37 jewels? I'm like, how about, what is your name? But to them, it's big, okay? So it seems silly, but it's not. We're going to smile. They're not smiling. We want them to catch our facial expression. We don't want to catch theirs, okay? So it's not a, like I did to Borina. But, we're happy they called. Now their child's going to get a chance to move forward. But we also know it's hard, hard, hard. You go into Walmart, you don't want your child to have a meltdown, so you just do all you can to keep a lid on it so you're not humiliated and embarrassed in the store. I'm saying, put your hand up, call out to the entire group, your child just messed up, and your child's going to melt down in front of everybody here. How much courage does it take? I mean, yeah, it's the opposite of what they've been doing for years. So when they call, you smile at them. Look at you. You're an awesome mom. You rocked it. Woo! Okay, we're going to give them that feeling. And a lot of times they're like, I don't know if I did it right. So, yes, you did it right. Okay, so encourage. You got this. You can do it. Then we got to get the card. Okay, the parent support. Your jobs are love them up. And whether it's a mom or a dad, okay, I say mom all the time, but of course it can be either.
Did we give them like a little side high five, or is it just the logistics of the card and the jewel and the treat?
They don't know us, so a side hug might be personal space. I usually do, oh yeah, that was great, a little rub, or their hands there, I can, here, put your hand. Oh man, I'm so glad you did that. Okay. Just, I want touch.
Yeah.
Okay, so after they've been here a little bit, and man, I hugged the heck out of them.
Okay.
But tonight, they're like, all right. Yeah, who are these people? So get the card, make sure you can read it. Do not say it out loud. Oh, he was chewing with his mouth open? Oh, because then the processor says what happened and they just parrot back what they heard. They didn't use the brain. We don't know if they've shifted and then they boomerang. Yes?
When you give the card to the processor, do you put it face down?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so we don't say it out loud. Keep the card with the child. If we do an exodus, whoever's taking that child by their hand needs to stick that card in their pocket to the TP or wherever you're going and then give it to Cheyenne. She's the chief there, unless she's out of there, and whoever she's put in charge. That person that's in charge gets all the children's cards. Okay, like after a meal, they're here, they're getting ready to do an activity. The fashion shows tonight, they need to all be out of here so they're not being entertained. All right, so keep the card with the child. Be sure to get or return for the child's plate. Oh, yes. Parent support needs to make sure you get the plate. Do we bring the silverware?
No.
Napkin?
No.
Right. Okay. No parent should deliver food. Sometimes a child's sitting here and mom or dad goes to bring a plate. What's wrong with it?
They're working harder.
They're serving. And what's the child going to do to the parent? They're going to give them a guilt load. You called it and now I'm here. Or a hate look. Okay, so I do not want parents delivering over here. We've even had parents come and sit and chat with somebody else's child. Because the child was at the table next to him going, and they fell for it. Hello, you have a rad child and you can't spot it? So no parents, if any of you see a parent headed over here with a plate, say, let me do that for you. You go enjoy your meal while it's hot. I'll help you. Don't say, you're doing it wrong. Okay, but let me serve you. Yes.
If a parent is sitting with someone else's child on the table, how do you go about getting them to leave?
Oh, I do it like this. Flight check. And they take the child to the TV quickly. And then I'll be happy to talk to the parent. It's like, can I help you? Did you have a question?
In that case, though?
They didn't.
So the flight check is just to make them walk away.
Yeah, so I'm saving them from a situation that's not healthy, not helpful. So they need to go real quick. And when we call a flight check, because they now have a double flight check, we need to write on there what happened. Or they get to the teepee and everybody's like, well, why did Nancy flight check this? Okay, so we've got the parents writing on one side, I write on the other side, okay? Getting loud, talking to the child next to him, or being, whatever it is, so that there's a double flight check the child needs to process. Okay? Good questions, you guys. Yes?
The food from the kids, you put it with the processor?
Say it again.
With the food that we take from where the kids were, do you give it to the processor?
Oh, excellent question. Would you grab me a plate, please? We get the plate from the parent, and we make, can I please, thank you. Okay, so when we pick up the plate from the parent, we say, wow, you put love in that plate. You're an awesome mom or an awesome dad, whoever did it. Okay, we make a comment. We notice the effort the parent puts out. Then we bring it to the child, And we hold it and we smile. Okay, he's not quite ready for that. Would you please, the processor's over here. Would you please give him his plate when he's ready? I just hold it with a look of expectation. And they just look at you. Until I hear thank you, they're not getting the plate. Okay. Then the processor can deal with it. But I don't say, what should you say now? If it's a 2 or 3 year old, yes, I'm going to say that. If they're 4 and up, nah. Yes.
And just for clarification, they can have the utensils and milk, they can ask for it.
Yeah, they'll ask a processor.
Okay.
Absolutely, we give it to them quickly. Yeah. Okay, good questions. You guys are awesome.
So do we need to keep forks and napkins on the table?
Yes, we should have a big cup at each table with forks down, spoons down.
On these tables here.
Yeah, because we'll have a processor at each table.
Okay.
Yes. Good question, and I forgot to do it. Okay, no parent should deliver food. Okay, everybody listening? If an older child is at the flight check table and asks respectfully for more food and has eaten every bite on their plate, okay, then the team member can go or have somebody go ask the parents if the child can have more. Because sometimes it's a bigger child, we've got a lot of activity and fresh air, and they are hungry. But sometimes it's an issue. So we don't feed them anything without asking the parents.
And then if the parent says yes, who fills the plate at that point?
The parents.
The parents.
Yeah. Unless, if you see the mom is totally exhausted, then you can say, would you like me to prepare a plate? What do you want your child to eat? Okay, and they don't just get one thing. They get a little bit of everything, okay? But, you know, a child with RAD wants the mashed potatoes or the bread or they want the carbs, and they don't. They get a little bit of protein and everything, okay? And we don't really have mashed potatoes and stuff here, so we're good. Offer the plate to the child, silently wait for thank you. For the seconds, give the plate to the processor if no one responds. Okay, perfect. Where's my Hannah? You ready? Yep. Okay, we're going to do a demo of how to do it. Oh, my goodness. You're going to be the mom. Just pull a chair where we were before is good. Now, I do need chocolates and jewels. Oh, look at you, 2 steps ahead. Oh, Julia. I think that's a beautiful name. Oh, wait, she gets Julia. Oh, yeah. Oh, hearts. Those are lovely. All right. Okay, Julia, when you're ready, you call flight check.
Flight check.
Oh, Julia, you rocked it out. Good for you.
It's so difficult.
Oh, well, you know why? You know why? It's because you're doing it wrong. I mean, girl, have you thought about parenting classes?
I've tried everything. This camp is my last
You
hope.
haven't tried everything. Don't lie to me. God, no wonder your child's acting up. Let me tell you what happened with my daughter. You know what? She got pregnant when she was 3. And then it was terrible. We had to call the police every single day. My husband killed himself. The trauma was so grief. I could hardly, you know what? I killed myself 3 times. It was awful. The neighbors called CPS every single morning. The social worker just moved in with us. I'm sorry, this is very serious. You know what? It was awful. Move over. It was so bad. Let me tell you, my mother wouldn't talk to me. It was so, and then the child grew up and she never spoke to me again. It was like all the nightmares. I just wanted a child to love. Okay, I'm going to fall. Don't move. Don't move. Josiah, help. Oh, here I am. Look at you. You did it. You got it. I love it. All right. You know what? You look like you could use a little chocolate. How about, woohoo, Mr. Goodbar, how about some raisins to top that off? That's got iron for you. Power you up because you're working so hard. I hear you. I hear you. You know what? You deserve a jewel. What's your favorite color? What do you think? Pink. Woo! Rocking it out, Julia. All right. I'm going to put it right in the middle of your mom there. Look at that. Your first jewel. Ah, I'm honored. Okay, we got a card. I know it's a little bit hard to do paperwork right in the middle of all that. But you know what? You had such courage. And now your child's going to be able to take a giant step forward because of your courage. You rocked it. Okay, so if you can just put your child's name on there and put a little check mark by mom. Yeah, there you go. And what happened? And you know what? I have a tissue I put in this pocket this morning because I was thinking of you. And I have a tissue in this pocket because I'm still crying from the last one. But I was laughing so hard I was crying. All right, what do we got here? Oh yeah, great call. You got it. Okay. No, you're on it. You're on it. Now you get to eat your meal in peace. Enjoy. We're here for you. We're absolutely here for you. Okay. All right. That wasn't as much fun as the first one.
I'll come and bring it to the processor.
Yeah, then I put it face down with the processor. If my team member put the child here, I'm going to give it to this processor. If it's here, then I'm going to give it to make sure that she knows she's got the card. And when I'm processing, I put the children's names on the back. If you are sitting here, sorry, snatch it from it. If you're sitting here and parent support brings you a card, the child sits down and you immediately, what message are we giving the child? Well, that they're the most important thing in my world. Who should they be the most important thing to? To their mom. So I'm going to do I don't care. Okay, and I certainly do care. But eating, visiting with my friends is a priority. And, oh, I got a card. Look, can you believe how stupid this is? No. I'm just like, wow, what an awesome mom. Look at, is she great or what? You know, when you have a mom like that, the children heal faster. And that, what an awesome mom. And did you see the plate of food she sent? Look at, she probably wants her child to grow. I like mine small. You know, a lot of parents want them to grow and be big and strong. I like mine really small. Some parents want them to grow. Yeah, who wants a strong? Yeah. And they're like, boy, I'm glad Nancy Thomas is not my mother. Okay. That was fun. Now, team members, partners, pick which one of you is going to be the parent and which one of you is going to be the team member, and all of you that are parents, step into my office.
Flight check.
Flight check. That works.
Flight check.
So how long is my child going to be over there?
Oh my goodness, well, they're going to take good care of him. I'm so proud of you for calling.
Yeah, but is he going to be there a long
You've
time?
done such a good thing. I know it's hard to think about him being away from you right now, but he's in good hands.
Okay.
Great hands.
Well, he has to have his medicine, so I was
Of
worried
course,
if he was
of
gone
course.
too long, he wouldn't get
No,
his medicine.
You don't need to worry about a thing. We've got everything under control. Okay.
Okay.
Here,
And
I
what
just-
should I do
what-
while he's in
I
there?
think you should sit here and relax and enjoy some time to
Oh.
just be able to eat your meal without distraction.
Ooh.
I think that would be great. And then how
Okay.
about some candy?
Oh,
Because I think
chocolate?
chocolate is a perfect
Ooh,
addition
okay.
to what you have on
Oh,
your plate already.
thank you. Okay.
I'm gonna put. I would love to put a jewel on.
Oh, yeah, here you go.
Look at these pretty jewels.
Oh, I'd like a real pearl.
Real
That would be
pearl.
good. You don't
Okay,
have
here
to.
we
Yeah.
go.
Oh, real pearl.
Isn't that
Oh.
pretty?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that pretty? You are going to be getting so many jewels this week.
I think so. My child, oh, it's right in your mouth. Sorry. I thought it was one of my dog hairs.
Here's what we get to do right now. I'm going to give
Okay.
you a card. You get to check mom. Where do they put the name? Put the
A
name
name,
of the child.
okay, and check mom.
Just fill
And
that
what
out, and I'll
happened?
just stand here.
Okay, he was rude.
He was.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay. Thank you.
I know that you are doing a very courageous
Oh,
work.
thank you.
Yes.
Nobody notices all the hard work I
No.
do.
I noticed. I noticed.
Thank you.
And
Thank
we
you.
will continue to work, and your little one is going to leave here so much healthier. So much healthier.
Thank you. I sure hope so. Will my child be as nice as Grace and Hannah and Abby? by the end of the week?
Your child is going to be his super special self, the one that's been hiding under all that hurt.
The manure?
Hiding under all that hurt.
Good, you got skills. Yeah. Okay, everybody, let's come together. I like the tone of voice I'm hearing. It's calm, nice, low, slow voices. Your voice was very calm. It was good. Questions about number 1? Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you, Mia.
I'm curious if anybody has ever projected their own bad behavior on their child,
I'm sure.
and the child really never did anything.
Oh, yeah. We had a mom doing that.
And so what do you do?
At camp, we wouldn't spend enough time with them. But by the end of camp, if we notice that's an issue, we usually have what therapist they're working with, and we've made contact with the therapist beforehand, and they like a report after camp. So we put it in the report that we have suspicion that this mom,
So
yeah.
we'll let her write the card. We know it's
Right, we wouldn't know until the end of camp. It's so rare. I mean, I've worked with thousands and thousands of parents, and I've seen one
yeah.
that did that. But
Well,
the children make it
something
look,
like they chewed with their mouth open, and and there's the parents just going on, and the food is kind of hanging out their mouth, and they're
so the
like,
parents
well,
doing the same thing.
the parents doing the same thing.
Yeah, but that's
My
all
son
right. The
cursed at
child
me, and
still
they
can't
cursed
do
up
it.
a storm.
Parents can drink coffee. They can have a glass of wine. They can do all kinds of things that a child cannot do. So even though it's not in balance, at least she's seeing somebody and, beginning to think about it. So, okay. We're going to go on the assumption the parent is right so that we can support and fill them up rather than the parent's wrong. If we start judging the parent as wrong, we're not going to fill them up, and they're not going to get the same benefit after camp that other people do. And every parent here is going to do it wrong at some point. I mean, not me, I of course don't make mistakes, ever. But some of you might. So what are the questions on number 1? Did any of you have a question a parent asked you and you didn't know what to do or what to say?
Boy, that was rude. When you said that was rude.
Okay, with the card, when you look at it, okay, this one said he was rude. What's the problem with that? Yeah, I don't know what the child did. Was he rude by kicking his mother? Was he rude by chewing his mouth open? So when we're standing there reading the card, what's the parent thinking and feeling highly likely? We're judging. So be very aware of that, because they've been so judged and condemned that any little movement can really make them feel like we don't like them or we think they're wrong, and that drains rather than fills. So I look it over quickly. I bet he was. Can you be real clear on exactly what he did so that we make sure he says what he did so it's clear? Thank you so much. That's great. Sometimes they're so upset they write nonsense. He fell out of his strong sit. Okay, when the parents start doing it, and we had to go back, we aren't real sure on the, or they're so stressed their handwriting's unreadable. And then we get in the thing and we're like, so check it, do the best you can.
I noticed that at our camp, most of the kids are very young. Like, the rad ones, the reds, 7, 6, 7, 7, 9, 7, 8, and then a 13. And I just remember, like, the parents at camp who had younger children, they're a little more protective than the kids who are bigger that have just drained the life out of them for years.
Yes.
And so I feel like I would see parents who are very insecure. Like, we don't really know this process, we don't understand everything, we don't feel like you guys are giving us enough information. How can we?
Okay.
Well, I'm taking your 6-year-old.
Yeah.
A 6-year-old is different than a 12-year-old.
Absolutely, and you're right. It's scarier, more stressful. Parent is more protective of a younger child. So that's why we want to answer the questions kindly. How long is my child going to be there? Do we know? No. Who does know how long they're going to be there? The child. And we say, you know what? That's up to your child. We're going to hope that he gets strong really quickly. And anytime you're worried about him or whatever, go and talk to Nancy or Heather and they'll fill you in on what's going on. I mean, we'll give you updates. If you need an update, we're happy to do that for you. And that you are worried about your child tells me you love him very much. I'm so glad you're here, because your love is a heart medicine for him. Okay? So we're going to see what they're doing and hold a mirror up to them of what they're doing, that we see their effort, their love, their care, their concern. Okay?
And then you said we're going to have a monitor in the TP, or a
Yeah,
camera.
we're looking at it. I gave it to Cheyenne,
Okay.
because it could be really terrific, and it could be like, whoa, that really backfired.
Okay.
If the child knows there's a camera on them, they're going to mug. They'll either do a load the guilt trip on the mom or pour the bucket of tears out. So we're going to see how it goes, and if Cheyenne feels like we should keep going, then we will, and if it's a bust. So I don't want to tell parents we've got it, is what I'm saying.
Right.
Okay, you had a question, Abby.
Oh, I was just saying, like, also, like, as camp goes on and they learn more about it, and as they get less strained and more pulled up, and they're going to understand it more, and they're going to be less, like, my 6-year-old's gone from me. They're going to be more like, oh, he's getting healed.
You're right, absolutely. Each intervention that they survive through, the parents see the child starting to move forward and they feel less stressed, yeah. So they just need more flight checks, not less. All right, and that was a good point to bring up, absolutely. And we've had parents pacing back and forth outside the teepee. This is their R&R time. And then you need to get one of the parent supports, or me or Heather, to take them aside, talk to them. They might be like having an ice cream deficiency or some terrible thing. We'll fix them. Yes?
I just want to make a statement because Heather asked me a good question. Well, how long have you been doing this? Well, do you know what you're doing? And so rather than make it about me, I made it about the team. This team is well trained.
There you go.
This is a healing process, and
Yeah.
this is a great first step. And so,
Good. Perfect.
because I thought, okay, no, this is not about me. This is about our teamwork intervention. So.
Absolutely. That's an excellent way to handle it. This team is well trained. Yes, Paul.
I think an important part here is when parents are really good at tracking you and having you talking to them for a long time, and remember that we want almost all the instruction coming right from Nancy. And so when you have the opportunity, when they're asking you questions, or how long is this going to be going on for, or what those things, like, let me encourage you to go find Nancy and answer these questions. He's going to give you the right answer better than I can. And
Yeah,
so-
or let me write it down
yeah, I can write
so
it
we
down
can
and
give it to her.
What would be, how can we make that happen? I see she's meeting with someone else, so I'll write it down and ask her, and she'll bring it up either later on.
Perfect.
Or whatever that is. And so
Yeah,
the more
then
you
you
refer
can
to
scoot
her,
out quicker.
the better it is, and then get away. And so,
Yeah, because other people are going to be calling flight check and other parents are going to need you. So, yeah, thank you, Paul. That's excellent. Yes, Miss.
Will you be doing
Sarah.
one-on-ones with each of the families?
Yes.
So we can say, she'll be meeting with you, you'll be able to.
Yeah, the last couple days of camp. Once I know the children. I've been doing Zoom camps and I never even see the children, and I'm supposed to meet with them for an hour. I'm like, okay, we're going to go over children's art for an hour.
I have another question.
Yes.
So, like, I remember there was a family, and they did have one of the younger children, and it seemed like in some ways the younger ones stayed in the intervention room longer than some of the older ones, oddly enough, and so that would make this mom very nervous, and so she would be like, could you just go look in there and just check on my kid for me and
Yeah.
tell me what's going on?
Well, and we've got walkie-talkies. So you just remember the parents may be hearing what's being said on the walkie-talkie. So we want to always be respectful and general. He hasn't started working yet. Okay? We're meeting some defiance. We know he's going to get through it. Just general, not he's laying on the floor picking his boogers, and mom knows. She doesn't need the picture of it. So just a general kind of a thing. He just started working. I believe he's going to get strong soon. We have faith in him or something. The child's probably also hearing what's being said in the TP. So they can hear what we ask as well as, is that child going to be ready to get, we got an activity coming up that's going to be a whole lot of fun. Do you think Sweetums is going to be ready? Sometimes that's handy. We don't say what the activity is. Okay. All right, you guys are awesome. I love it. Oh, number 2. Does anybody remember what number 2 is? Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, go for it. Flight check. I don't know if I can do this anymore. He's been torturing me for 14 and a half years, and I'm just so tired. I just don't know.
A brave thing.
Was I right to call it?
Absolutely.
I just feel like an idiot. I feel like I'm not getting it.
This is just part of the camp experience, and you're doing great, and that's so courageous. And every time you call for a flight check, your child gets stronger.
I haven't slept for a year. I'm exhausted. Oh,
yes, you are. And
why did I get stuck with this child? I didn't do anything to deserve this punishment.
What you get now is a week full of rest and relaxation. We're going to help you to have an opportunity to let your child work, getting stronger and stronger in the other room. Look, so what's going to help us a lot is when you fill this out. But before you do that, I want to give you some candy.
Oh, yeah.
Do you like nuts or no nuts?
Oh, yeah. I like both. We
There
give
you
them a
go.
whole
You get-
handful.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but let me give them back because my hands are hot and I'm out. Okay.
And then I want to put this jewel.
Oh,
on your
yeah.
sticker so we can celebrate your courage.
Thank you.
Okay?
Yeah, the other parents will see me
They
rocking
will,
it.
and you're going to collect a whole bunch this week, and that's how we're all.
You have faith in me. Thank you. I need somebody to believe in me because it's so hard.
And yes, I know. It's hard. It's very hard. But
You know what he called me?
I do not.
Stupid. Can you imagine?
That hurts. But he doesn't.
I graduated from the 6th grade 3 times. I did it. And he called me stupid.
But you're not, and we know that. We know you're not. We know you're not. So you can
How can you
continue.
tell?
I can tell because you're a good mom, and you have done some courageous things. Strong.
You're awesome, Michelle. I'm giving you torture. Okay. Oh,
You're very good.
this is fun. Let's just do this all week. Let's call the families. Don't bring them. We got it. Oh, yeah, we're trying to. Oh, you know what? Our chocolates are in the sun, too. We might have to eat them after we get them home. That'd be awful. Okay. What questions do we have on the sobbing parent? Yes.
Could I ask, can I give you a hug? Or do you need a hug? Could I ask them that question?
Yeah, tonight they would feel really awkward and they won't want to say no. But you know what? I'm glad you asked because Amish people do not, the men don't touch women and the women don't touch men. So if it's a dad, and I'm not sure if they're Amish or Mennonite. So a lot of the Mennonite are also the same. So asking is a good idea if you're going to grab a parent, unless you're already a dad and you're doing a dad, or you're a mom and you're doing a mom. But just mindful of their culture and respecting that. Yes.
So then, if there's a dad, an Amish or a Mennonite dad calling flight check, should we try to send the men for that?
Yes. They really listen to men a lot better than they listen to women. That would be really wise.
And
Good
we'll know
thinking.
who's who.
I would say that from our perspective, we trust you guys in here, right? So we're not going to go up and throw ourselves at. I'm not going to go up and make a lady give me a hug, right? I'm not going to go up and do those things. I might give her a high five, but I want you to approach them with confidence and with encouragement, whether that's the men or the women. If the man doesn't ask you any questions and he only comes and asks me and JP questions, I'm still going to refer him to Miss Nancy because that's what my role is, right? And so don't be overly cautious in making sure you're not offending somebody, because we trust you right here that that we're going to be doing the right thing and we're going to go to bat for you. And if something comes up where we need to change something, we'll change that later, right? Because like there are so many Mennonite types of people, I mean, I've gotten to learn about capes and the head veils, and they all mean something different. And I'm learning about, but so it's
They're moms and dads with broken hearts.
That's right. Yeah. And that's exactly what they are.
Bottom line.
So you approach them with confidence that, hey, guess what? You're an awesome mom. You're an awesome dad, and I'm here to support you. And that's what you go with. And don't be too scared about anything else. And if something comes up, we'll deal with it.
Yeah.
You know?
And for tonight, pat in the back, pat in the hand, that's safe. Questions? We got them?
Is it okay to help or show a little bit of emotion back with them for attunement?
I wouldn't. I would be stronger than they are because we believe in the program, so we aren't sad. We're happy, but we're grinning while they're, I show empathy. Like, yeah, it's hard. I hear you. Number three. Everybody remember number 3? We're good to go? Parents? Okay. Don't worry, I'm not running. Okay. Flight check.
So good.
I am so sick of this. Does this camp even work? I want my money back. I came miles and miles. I quit my job all week. I'm not making any money. People are having to feed our cattle. And he called me the same thing he called me an hour ago. Does this even work? Do you people know what you're doing?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, I don't think so.
It's
I've had to
hard.
call Flight Check 3 times this morning.
Yes, and every time you call
I'm
Flight
sick
Check,
of it.
your
I'm
little one
so
is
mad.
getting
You guys are
stronger.
idiots. You're all idiots.
Stronger.
I think none of you know what
I'm
you're
so
doing.
sorry you feel
I
that
think
way,
you
but the
all,
truth-
I seriously want my money back. I want a refund now.
You know what? That is a conversation for Nancy, but let me just talk with
No,
you for a minute.
I want my money. I don't want to talk. I want my money back. I hate you all. I hate my children. I'm leaving my children here when I leave.
This is
I've
really
had it.
hard for you.
You can keep that little Hummer. I'm out of here.
Yeah, that
I
happens.
mean it. And you can have my husband too. I'm not taking him home. And my dog. I'm not taking that dog. That dog put mud on my bed. The child calls me names, the mud on the bed.
Yes.
The husband doesn't work. He drinks beer and watches TV and
How hard
eats
is
the
this?
soap operas. He watches
you're over here
football
working hard,
games all
very
day.
hard.
I want my money back.
Yes, you are working hard.
Get somebody over here I can talk to. I don't want to talk to you. I want somebody, I want a big wig. You're one of those puny people. I want a big wig. Give me a shrimp. I want bring me a Titan.
How about if I have?
How about if you get me a big wig before I punch out your lights?
I just think that you need a little bit of chocolate.
Look at this cheap chocolate. I only eat Giardelli. God, you people. Don't you get it? Look at what I have to wear. Ugh.
Well, let's decorate your.
No, I want to talk to the chief. I want to talk to you. I've had it.
Nancy, Flight Check.
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
I needed a flight check.
You don't say flight check, but hey, let's come with me. Come with me. Let's see what
Okay. Are you going to be able to talk down a mad parent? No. When you get there and you got 2 sentences of a foaming at the mouth parent, step out of it. Or they're going to suck you dry and you won't have anything left for the rest of the family. Wasn't I wearing you out? Look at how far she's sitting from me. And she knows I'm acting. Okay? Because I just got uglier and uglier and meaner and meaner. I called her shrimp. Oh, no. And I kept getting worse. So she felt even more inept. After a while, I'm leaving my husband. I'm leaving my children. I'm leaving my dog. I mean, so I was, and it was like, you need to get Nancy. Okay, so 2 sentences of an angry parent is max. And you say, you know what? I can see you are angry. Let me go get Nancy or Heather if you can't get me. If I'm teaching class up there, okay, or something. And they will absolutely give you a refund. You absolutely can leave today or whatever you guys decide. And we've never had anybody need I had one parent leave because I asked her to leave. The parent support gets the child's food if it's during a meal. So you support the parent, get the card, take the card, and take the plate if it's there. If they haven't gone up to the table to get food, then just wait, okay? All right, I want to make sure we get to the processing. All right, so when they're processing, okay, we got our processors, okay, and everybody's going to process at some point. So when they arrive at the table, what happened? Okay, they have to shift gears in their brain. It takes at least 5 minutes, sometimes 2 to 5 hours, and that's okay. How can we tell if they have shifted gears in their brain? What are they going to look like? They're going to breathe slower. They look relaxed. Their color, their eyes are much calmer. They're not doing belligerent behavior, You say, put your hands flat on the table, and they do. okay, because they have to have their hands where you can see them if they're this close to another child. You got kayakers. All right, so it's at least 5 minutes. And we don't return them until the parents are done eating. Okay, what's one of the things we wait for? Right, we don't want to keep interrupting their meal. They don't get to eat a decent meal at home because of the interruptions, and we've got way better than decent meals here, A+ food. I want them to be able to enjoy it while it's hot. All right, so once they have shifted gears, and we're going to go through the whole jumping jacks and stuff we'll do in the TP, we say, what happened? So here, a lot of times they sit with their hands up, they eat their food. You can see they've already adjusted. They're ready to go. They don't need jumping jacks. Sometimes they do need jumping jacks, and I have them come over here do it. Okay. Then I say, what happened? To see if they have logic and reasoning back and they can accept accountability. And usually you get, I don't know, and that's fine. They need more time. Okay. I don't get angry or frustrated. So what's our first line we're going to say? What happened? And you know, you need to say, put your hands flat on the table. And a lot of times they're like, flight check. Because if there's another child next to them, they can have the hand in the crotch or, you know, pinching them or some kind of deal. It's a safety issue. So no hints, no clues, no help, because you're taking that learning opportunity away. You're taking their ability to shift gears in their brain away, and they will have little to no progress at camp. Okay, so they know what happened. They don't even want to think about it. They don't even want to look there. So they just avoid it, and that's fine. I mean, the longest we had over years, it was like 20, I think it was 26 hours. And then we had a little girl down at a Florida camp from Russia, and she was like a 48-hour one. So, okay, so what happened is our line. No hints. How many clues? None. 0. Okay. And child demonstrates the use of logic and honesty. Then we say, good job telling the truth. Now, a lot of times we say that 5,000 times over doing one child after another, and we shorten it. So they say, well, I hit my brother. Good job. What's wrong with that? It's not what we meant. Okay? So it's good job telling the truth, or good job being honest, or good job thinking of that. Okay? But use your words. You don't have to use mine, but it's not thank you. We say thank you when someone does something for us and we appreciate it. Are they doing something for us? No, we're doing something for them. So we don't say thank you. I mean, if they give you a drink of water, yeah. Okay, so, but for this, we don't. Then we're going to touch them. Do we hug them? No. We give them a high five. Your way. Okay, so you hold your hand where you want them to hit, whichever, okay, and get the high five. Then, what can you do to make it up to your mom or your dad, whichever one it says on the card? And we have that on the card because many, many of our children don't have a dad. And the team kept going, is it your mom or your dad? Who called it? And they had to keep saying over and over and over, I don't have a dad. I don't have a dad. And it was just awful. Okay, so it's, and you know, we just have mom and dad. Sometimes we have mom and mom. Sometimes we have dad and dad. So we really need to fix the cards so that it's more clear, so they don't have to keep explaining, I have two moms, I have two moms, I have two dads. You know, because it's hard on the children to have to keep saying it over and over. So we need to fix those. So what can you do? Hugs, not unacceptable. Saying sorry, absolutely not acceptable. Draw them a picture. No, unless it's a 4-year-old, okay, under 4 and under. One picture the whole week. I can be nice. Well, they're supposed to be nice, okay? And they don't give a parent a hug. They get a hug from the parents. So that's not an act of kindness. So it isn't about saying something. It's about doing something. And it needs to be something that's going to make the mom happy. Okay, then we say, okay, well, that sounds like a good plan. Practice and encourage. If it's little ones, we have somebody role play pretending to be the mom, and they have to go up, look at, you know, Mr. Josiah. Tell Mr. Josiah what happened. Mr. Josiah, I was spitting on my sister. All right, good job telling the truth. You know, and he'll do the high five and everything. Then what nice thing do you want to offer to your mom? Tell Mr. Josiah, I wanted to make her bed pretty in the morning. Okay, good. You know, so we just do it. Otherwise, you walk them all the way to the RV and they forget. Okay, so the little ones sometimes, like, they're going to forget by the time we get there. So we do a little role play and then take them right out the door. While we're oh, yes.
Well, I was saying, it's good to have plan A and plan B.
Yeah.
Because we go over there and, may I please make your bed? No. So.
Right, if they have 6 children and somebody else is making the bed already. So, yeah. Tonight, they won't have a big list of them, so we're okay with plan A usually. But especially the big older ones, if we can get a plan A and a plan B. A 4-year-old has a real hard time just with plan A tonight. Okay, so plan A and plan B is very wise. Okay, practicing and never leave the child unattended. When you are the processor, you have the card, your eyes are on that child, making sure they're safe. And, you know, you can see them out of the corner of your eye while you're visiting so that they hear that you're happy and content and they're not stressing you. How do we know when to process? You wait until the child complies with the instruction. Whether it's take your shoes off or put your hands flat or I want you to do 5 jumping jacks. How many jumping jacks do we ask them to do or direct? 5. No more than 5. Okay? I want you to do 5 brain jumps. 5 brain jumps, 5 jumping jacks. 10 brain boosters. I want you to jump on the mini tramp. We don't tell them how long, but it's 5 minutes, okay? And they have to have their shoes off to jump on the mini tramp. I want you to do crisscross. We usually call strong sit crisscross now. So crisscross on that mat right there next to the chair, okay? Or that mat right there next. We don't usually put them right next to the door because what are they going to do? Yep. So, and remember, if one of the team members in the teepee says, you know, Miss Abby, would you please move and sit over there? It doesn't mean we don't love you and you stink. It means we got a child that's getting ready to bolt and I need you in that particular spot to block them, and we can't say that. So if somebody asks you to do something and you don't understand why, don't take it personal. It's about a need that's going on that they can explain later, but not right now.
I have a question about the teepee.
Yeah.
If it gets maybe a little crowded and really hot in there, could we do any of the brain shifter things like on the back side of the teepee?
After they had shifted and you're doing the what happened and stuff, yes. Before they've shifted, no. They're in there because they can't handle it in here.
Right,
so we're going to have them in the river.
Could we have overflow on the outside of the teepee, or everyone has to stay in the teepee?
After they shift their brain and they're doing the what happened and coming up with a plan of action, yeah, we need to move some mats or something out there.
Okay, so
and we can put one of the mini tramps behind there.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many can be in the teepee at once?
I'm not sure how many rugs and chairs we've got spread. I haven't been in there yet. Okay. We've had like 6 or 8. I know we've had 6. We might have had 8. Because if we've got 2 mini tramps, there's 2 jumping and 6 sitting.
And they're able to
Miss,
jump in there with the,
oh, yeah.
because it looks,
Oh, in the middle, it's 12, 14 feet. Okay. Miss Sarah, how many do you think we've had in there?
I don't know. Do you still have those little basketball rugs?
I gave them with all the camp stuff, so she got new rugs.
We have AstroTurf rugs laid out, and then we've got from Dollar Tree little doormats.
Her hands have to clap together at the top each time. She needs to say the number at the top each time. Her arms have to be straight from her thighs all the way up to the top and all the way down. Her legs go out and in, and her body goes up and down. Okay, there's 5 things there. Go for it. 5.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5.
How many times did you clap at the top? 2. All right. 5 A+ jumping jacks.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5.
Those were Marine jumping jacks. Awesome. Okay, so it was kind of handy that she, messed up a little bit there. Thank you. That worked out great. That's how we correct. How many times so she knows I saw it. She knows I was watching and I didn't miss it. But I want her using her brain. Because she knows exactly how many times she clapped at the top. They all do. Maybe not a 3-year-old. They can't count so well. But, so those are the correct jumping jacks. We want 5. Okay? And if they don't do 5, you say, you know, how many times did you count out loud? Some of them have major coordination problems, and we start them with, they have to learn how to do jumping jacks. Okay, so we just break it down, and then we put it all together. And they got to be able to do 5 jumping jacks before they get out of there. Unless this child has such physical handicaps that we're torturing them. Okay, that's not okay. And we have some that are really developmentally delayed and they're going to physical therapy and everything. But most of ours are just, well, I had my knee amputated and my big toe fell off and I can't do it. Then we go check with mom. Does this child have any physical things that would interfere with them jumping? All right. They know exactly what they're doing. And if we let it slide a little bit, they're going to do the exact same crap to their mother. So it's A+ or they don't leave. Yep. Nobody's perfect, but it's A+. Yes.
And if it's like they're not getting it, you have them sit back down, jump on the mini tramp, or.
Oh, good point. If they're trying over and over and you feel like they're starting to get tired, then I have them sit and rest for a little while. I don't give them another job to do. Okay, well, if you can't do jumping jacks, then do brain boosters. Well, you can't do brain boosters, and I'm wearing them out, and now they have 3 things they have to do before they get out of there. So then I give them a rest. Okay, just sit over here and rest and think. Then I have them go back up, but they don't sit on a chair. They sit on their mat, and I'd say don't do all straight and everything. Just relax, rest. Okay, brain jump checkpoints. All right, so she is going to start with her hands, her own hands on her thighs with her feet apart. That is called pizza, okay? Hands on the outside of your thighs. Yep, that's called pizza. Then she's going to jump and just do it and hold it. With her hands over her head and her feet together, that's called pencil, okay? Pencil pizza. And then she's got to clap each time her hands come together at the top. Say the number at the top. Arms are straight as they go up and down. Legs go in and out. Body goes up and down. Yeah. Okay, so I want you to do 5 A+ brain jumps. Oh, that was awesome. Okay, and as they get better, tonight I don't really worry about it, but as they get better, I expect a yes, Miss Nancy, and then they do it. So for mom, they're doing yes, mom, and then they do it. Okay, so we get them in the habit of that. So those are the brain jumps. They're just the opposite. The legs go in and out instead of jumping jacks that are out and in. All right, brain booster, very confusing and complicated. Who would like to show a brain booster? Would you, Mia? Thank you so much. All right, so Mia's going to do the demo. She is going to have her left hand crossed to grasp her right earlobe with the thumb in the front. Thumb in the front, perfect. Then the right hand goes across to grasp the left earlobe, thumb in the front. Then her right arm is on top, okay? Then she's going to put the tongue in the roof of her mouth. So she has to talk like this now, all right? And it's right behind the teeth in the roof of the mouth. And that is very important, actually, for this whole thing. She's going to breathe in through her nose as she bends her knees. Bend your knees and breathe in through your nose. And then out through your mouth as you come up. Okay? Then we say, one, run. Then we breathe in through our nose on the way down. 2. Mini trampoline checkpoint. Yes.
What if they have like earrings that could hurt if they grab it?
Then we'll take them out and give them to their mother. Yep. Mini trampoline checkpoints. Shoes are off. They should have space between their feet and their mouth. They're not just moving the mat like this. There's got to be some air or they're not really jumping. They jump silently. The mouth isn't going. 5 minutes is all they need. We don't tell them that, but we, eyeball the clock. Some of them need to face away from the other children because they're giving them the eye, or some of the sexual perpetrators are, getting some grooming going on, planning to connect with somebody, so they're facing away. Mindful of teenage girls when they are being put to bed. They don't have all their underclothing on, the bras off, they're in their PJs, they get in the teepee, and they're supposed to jump on the mini tramp, and they're embarrassed. Okay, body parts are flopping. So we have them turn and face away so that they're not embarrassed. We just want to be mindful and we're not humiliating or embarrassing someone. Okay? If they are 15 years old, 16, 17, 18, they don't sit on the floor. Okay, all right. So what they're going to do is put their hands out in front of them, thumbs down, hands back to back. Then they're going to raise one hand up over, yeah, everybody do it, till your palms are facing each other, your thumbs are down. Then grab your fingers, intertwine your fingers, bring your thumbs up towards your body until your knuckles are facing your chin. Now, if your knuckles are up in your neck, bring your hand down closer to your heart, but not to where it hurts your wrists or pulls your elbows. All right, you'll notice it rolls your shoulders forward, push them back, okay? We don't want them up like this. That cuts the circulation. We want them down and back. That straightens the back. If they sit hunched, their ribs are pressing on their lungs, and it's not as effective. When they sit up straight, their ribs are off their lungs, more oxygen going to the brain. And if they're leaning Tower of Pisa, or if they're a camel, I know, that is not good. So they need to sit still, straight, and silent. Still, straight, and silent. Look at which arm you have on the outside. My left arm is on the outside, so the legs that need to be crossed with the opposite leg. So you can cross yours at the ankle if you want, rather than up in the air. You can cross them however you want, but most kids just cross their ankle. So Josiah has his left arm on the outside and his right leg over the top, which is correct. He's really straight and tall. And Mia has her right arm on the outside and her left leg in the front, and she's really straight and tall. So they sit like that 30 seconds. How long?
I want 30 seconds of A+ strong sitting.
Yes. Still, straight, and silent. 30 seconds. Okay. Don't have the children face us. We want them thinking and not watching, so we cut out some of the visual stimulation. Our kids are so sensory. We want them thinking. When I see Mia's got her 30 seconds, she's perfectly still, she's got a really nice, straight, strong back, her shoulders are down, she's opposite arm to opposite leg, she's rocking it, then I'm going to say, Mia. There we go. So I'm going to listen for the tone of voice. If I hear, Nancy, or, yes, what's Nancy? Is she ready?
No.
And then I'll say, Jean, I don't think she's quite ready. Do you think so? Did that sound respectful to you? Mm-mm. No, I didn't think so either. Okay, that's all right. We'll wait a little bit. So then her legs are going and everything there, but then she gets strong again. I say, Mia. Oh, that sounded strong. All right, come on over here. Okay, now I'll pretend she's little. Give me a ham sandwich. They just didn't see it. No, you can stand. Oh, okay, so she's going to cross her hands there. I'm going to say, okay, what happened? Make up some nonsense. It's okay.
I was rude to my mom.
Oh, good job telling the truth. What was it you did that was rude or said?
I told her to be quiet.
Oh, good job telling the truth. All right. So what are you going to do nice for your mom to make it up to her? What act of kindness?
Make her bed.
I bet she'll love that. Can you do A+ bed making?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Excellent. Okay. Who would like to take Mia back to her awesome mom? And then we have the transporter take them back. Okay? Thank you, Mia.
Miss, they don't know my name as yet. When they come in, they're going to see my name.
We are going to introduce ourselves during orientation, so they'll hear it. But they hear so many things they forget. But we have it written here, and we call each other by our names intentionally. Sure. Okay. So, but that, I'm glad you brought up, usually the first day they're pretty good at it. The second day, after they've called you your name all the time, the second day they won't remember your name. I don't remember your name. Okay, we'll go back over and sit and think about it. I'll check on you in a little bit. And then we're all like, Miss Cheyenne, how long have you lived in Jamaica? Whatever, we're visiting. After they listen to us all calling each other names for 2 hours, they're still like, I don't know what your name is. Yes, they do. They're playing a game. Okay, so it's a game that is very, very frequently done here. Oh, we got it. They got to have a plan, and a lot of times it's plan A and plan B. Child must think of it. No hints. No sorry hugs. Be nice. Draw a picture. Some need to have plan A and plan B. Must be completed at camp. They can't, like, when I get home, I'm going to help fold laundry. Okay, it needs to be something they can do here. Okay. All right? Before the child is returned, they need to respectfully ask for their shoes, bandana, or name tag, or they go without them. We give them an opportunity. How many opportunities? One. Not, are you sure you don't have anything? Really you don't need it? One. First time the child's in flight check room, a team member might ask, is there anything you need before you go? After that, it's the child's job to ask. They don't need reminders. If they're little, they do. Okay, so we want to be mindful of the child's capabilities.
Clarify, we take their name tag as well.
Only if they're hanging themselves with it or
Okay.
they're over there playing with it instead of doing their work. If you feel like it should be removed, but not automatically. The shoes are everybody. They come off.
Okay.
Not the team, but the children.
Gotcha.
Returning to the parent. You hold their hand and they hold your hand correctly the way they should be holding their mother's hand nicely. The child does not direct you. My mom and dad said they'd be over here. We live in it, and they're dragging you to the thing. Is that respectful? No. We don't ask the child, where do you live? Where's your mom? No. Okay, the team should know where they are or relocate them. They walk beside, not in front of you, especially through doors. If you have to do any stairs, if mom and dad are upstairs, you hold on to the railing. Because you just never know when that child's going to do a backflip or something, and you're both going down the stairs and somebody's going to get hurt. And I would recommend you probably go around and just take like the 4 stairs that are over here instead of this big long one. Stairs are not a safe thing. All right, so be careful with the stairs and the safety. We know where their RV is if it's at night. They walk beside, not in front through doors. Caution with stairs, silent and thoughtful. Don't talk on the way back because then they forget what they were supposed to say. We want them thinking about coming back to the parents and doing it right and preparing. They help the child relax with action, not words. Sometimes I'm walking with a little one and I'll twirl them around just to help them to relax. And sometimes they're not breathing because they're stressed and scared. And I'll say to a team member, does that smell like chicken or hot dogs they're cooking? Or does that smell like tuna fish? Whatever, just to get them to smell because they want to check it. Does that smell like a skunk? Whatever. Help the child relax with actions. Breathe. If we breathe calmly, it helps the child to continue to breathe calmly. They get stressed going back to the parents where they've had failure for years. Then they need to look in the eyes. So you direct them. Look at your mom, look at your dad, okay, whoever they're doing it with. Then they need to say what they did. So tell your mom what happened, tell your dad. Get a hug. Get a hug. And then, may I please offer? And they don't say, I'm going to sweep out the trailer. They say, may I please sweep out the trailer. They're offering. Then they get another hug. So there's 2 hugs. Smile and nod supportively at parents. We're here for you. Leave, say hope to see you soon. Depart quickly, no chatting. Oh, all right, here I am. Oh, Mom, we got a special delivery for you. All right. Now, what's wrong with this picture?
A little tall.
Well, no. There's nothing wrong with you being tall. It's 2 against 1. I'm standing against Mom with the child. Is that a good idea? No. So I'm going to hold on to him in case he blows it and I got to take him back. But I'm going to stand between them. I'm facilitating the 2 of them coming together. Okay? All right. Look at your mom. Oh, yeah. There she is. She's so beautiful. Okay. Tell your mom what happened.
Do we do the...
No, that's the little ones.
Oh, okay. I kicked the little sister into the river.
Is that right? Did he get it right, Mom?
Yes.
All right. Get a hug from your mom.
And then how do
I go underneath.
they
it.
go underneath, right?
Yeah. I know.
I'm
Well,
too
and
tall.
he's too tall. Okay. Short mom. Okay, that was good. And then, offer.
May I please...
Look at your mom.
May I please clean the kitchen for 4 years?
How long?
Till camp's over.
That's a lot. What did we agree in the room? No, he's being silly. We would have.
May I please make your bed?
Yes, that works.
Oh, all right. Another big hug. Oh, all right. Well, Mom, we're here for you. You call anytime in Sweetums. We will save a spot for you. I know I'll see you soon. Woo! So, if you don't mind hugging me, you're the mom, I'm the kid. Okay, if their hands, can everybody see? If their hands are touching their own hand in the back, it's not a good hug. If they're doing a wrestling hug, they can break her ribs or whatever. It's a flat hand on the back, flat hand on the back. My ear on my mom. Okay, either this way or the bun in her nose. Okay, but that's the correct hug for the child. The mom or dad's arms are on the top. Okay, and the child lets go after the parent lets go. If you get one of these, they're back in the teepee. You just go, whoop, she's not ready. Okay, you don't take the mom, you take the child. Mom's here checking in, and you say, I would like you to put this bandana on Davion where you want him to wear it. And then you observe. Don't say a word, observe. Does she go, here Davion, you can put this on, or where would you like to wear it? Or she tries to put it on his arm and he screams, so how about over here? Would you like it there? Or he stands quietly and nicely and lets mom put the bandana on where she decides to wear it. Okay, so just observe, and after that parent leaves, write it down. So if they got 6 kids, you're gonna have to remember all 6 of them. Okay, so, and we don't let them know we're getting information on their parenting by that one little thing. Okay, so we want to say the same thing to each parent so that we aren't changing it with the presentation. I want you to put this on this child where you want them to wear it. So you give them one bandana at a time, not a whole stack. Okay, because otherwise they get a little overloaded. So if we got a mom and a dad, then you're watching both of them. Okay?
But you don't give a bandana to mom and then a bandana to dad.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah, but
You're
then
gonna watch them both do.
that's why I